What was like campaigning like?
Yeah, so I don't like campaigning when you think of it as like trying to convince people to making it about you. I find it interesting when it's engaging on an issue. I had a running mate, and we would divide up the neighborhood into pieces, and then go, and each of us would do one side of the street one day, and then we'd go back like a week or two later and switch sides, so that every person had a chance to talk to each of us, but we weren't together at the same door, and we didn't do the same door in the same day, so they were overwhelmed. We go in at 9 in the morning, and like the Department of Vermont Health Access is scheduled from 9 to 10, and like people from that agency come in and they tell you about like how the federal government might like pull the rug out from under everything, and like present some numbers on what the impact would be. And then the healthcare advocate gets up and he says like it's going to be devastating for families and we need to do everything we can. And then like people like come up and make their case for things, and then we listen to that, we ask questions, and then there'll be times where we have discussion, and then there's times where we like work on the actual bill. So then the legislative lawyers put the bills on the screen, and we walk through it together and like look at the words and change them and argue about it. And the witnesses come back in and they do that. And it's a lot of just like talking about words that are going to have an impact on people's lives. And then
You want
you want to know what I think the most historic thing has been? That in my first year, I introduced a bill that would related to artificial intelligence. And then the 7 days did this expose on it, where they like interviewed me, and then said the Republicans made fun of me, but then they interviewed scientists who said I was thinking a little too far ahead, but I was on the right track. And then Elon Musk spoke to the governors of the country, and I saw the video, so I sent Phil Scott an email being like, hey, I saw you talk with him. And then I sent the video to all my colleagues, and then they actually like started to take me seriously. And then the next year we passed the first AI bill in US history on state level. And then I served on the AI task force that we created, and then a transatlantic fellowship on AI policy with people from Europe, and then passed a second AI bill that now Vermont has a division of AI, an AI advisory council, an AI director, a code of ethics, and a inventory of state use of AI that's available to the public. So I think that, because like being able to connect with so many people and work on so many issues, like so many different things. Like I don't know another job where I could like be like thinking about so many pieces of things. So I like that. Like it's like all these people and all these. It's like the big scope of it. It makes it interesting. What I like the least is the bureaucracy of it, the waste, the amount of time that gets wasted by all these by the culture of it in the system, and by the injustice that I have to like witness, because it's like really bad. And I'm like in the middle of this place where I'm like it's like very entrenched, and so it's oppressive. Then I'm like.